We've got the Rogue and the Forester in our comparison this week, and they both get a refresh for 2022.
If you're just joining us for the very first time, welcome to the Motormouth YouTube channel. I'm Zach.
I'm Andrea.
And we do this every single week, so it'd be great if you could subscribe if you like what we do here. And also you can follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea to get a sneak peek behind the scenes. So let's get into it.
The Nissan Rogue has a new 1.5-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine matched to a CVT, 201 horsepower and 225 pound-feet of torque. Standard all-wheel drive in Canada, but all trims in the U.S. have front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options. In Canada, the base engine is still available from the previous model. It's a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder with 181 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque. It comes with front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options. In the U.S., this engine is no longer available.
The Subaru Forester has just one engine, a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder and a CVT, 182 horsepower and 176 pound-feet of torque, and it comes standard with all-wheel drive.
Not only did the Rogue get a new engine for 2022, Nissan tweaked the transmission to make it more refined. It has 17% wider gear ratio coverage and 32% lower friction than the previous CVT, which helps with acceleration, fuel economy, and emissions. With this new powertrain, we find the Rogue to be smoother and not as sluggish on the highway when passing. With 8.4 inches of ground clearance and intelligent all-wheel drive, you'll be able to tackle different road conditions with confidence. The drive modes are engineered to take on snow, rain, dirt, and gravel. All Rogues come standard with Safety Shield 360.
The Subaru handles well and provides great visibility with a very open cabin feel. It shines off-road and in more challenging winter driving conditions with 8.7 inches of ground clearance. And it comes with X mode. It's a driver setting that includes trail capabilities and hill descent control. The all-wheel drive system is excellent, giving you the confidence in harsher winter conditions. When accelerating quickly on the highway, we found there is a lack of power and the cabin noise does get quite a bit louder. The Forester comes standard with EyeSight driver assist technology. In the US, X mode and hill descent control are available one up from the base model. There's a new wilderness trim that's been added to the lineup for this year, and it has half an inch more ground clearance compared to other Forester models. The wilderness has improved gear ratios for off-road performance, a retuned suspension, improved dual function X mode, and a front view camera.
Wow, what a big difference to the Rogue with the turbocharged 3-cylinder engine. I like it a lot. It is much smoother. It doesn't feel as sluggish as the base engine.
What I like is that, at least in the Canadian market, they're offering the old 2.5-liter 4-cylinder that isn't turbocharged, it isn't 3 cylinders, it isn't a variable compression engine for those that are like, I'm not sure that's really the road I want to go down right now. Maybe take a wait and see on that new engine. But if you do leap into the new technology with Nissan, it delivers a much better driving experience. I understand both arguments. And then you have both of these vehicles, Andrea, have continuously variable transmissions. A lot of people dislike them, but they use them in this case to get much better fuel efficiency, which you benefit from.
Yeah, and Rogue has best-in-class fuel economy now with this 1.5-liter turbocharged engine. So that makes a big difference for people who are looking for a more efficient SUV, especially with gas prices the way they are these days.
And the other thing is continuously variable transmissions have improved. Don't think of what you got in the 90s or the early 2000s. They're much more responsive and better to drive. A lot of people wouldn't even know it's in there.
And the Rogue actually gets really good J.D. Power numbers for the 2021 model. And I think that that just shows how much the CVT has improved in that model. The Nissan Rogue got a full redesign in 2021 with the purpose of making it a family-friendly SUV with wider doors that open nearly 90 degrees to make it easier to load kids and car seats in and out of the vehicle. It has a floating roof design, a V-motion grille, chrome accents, and standard 17-inch wheels. 18 and 19-inch are available. The Rogue comes standard with LED headlights and LED taillights, plus a temporary spare tire. Our test model is the Platinum trim in Scarlet Ember.
For 2022, the Forester gets a refresh with a bolder new grille. It has a redesigned front fascia, grille, headlamps, and fog light covers. It comes standard with LED headlamps and LED tail lamps, and 17-inch wheels. Our test model is the top Premier trim in Cascade Green with black and silver accents, chrome door handles, and 18-inch wheels. The Wilderness model has unique front and rear bumpers, exterior body cladding, rear differential skid plates, off-road wheels with Yokohama Geolandar tires, and a full-size spare tire. The strengthened roof rack can hold up to 800 pounds.
These both have very unique looks. They're so different. But one thing they do offer are large doors, large windows. The visibility is excellent in both of these vehicles.
I would still give the edge to the Subaru because Subaru does that part really, really well. Yeah. Really big doors and windows, big cargo openings to get things in and out of it. But I would say both of these are very thoughtfully done. They've really thought through who's going to use them, how they're going to be used, and designed them accordingly. Now, design, Andrea, is subjective. The Subaru could be argued has got the face a mother would love. And then some people don't like the Nissan Rogue with its dual headlamp kind of funky looking, stacked looking grille at the front. I don't mind either of them, to be honest with you. I think they're both pleasant looking.
I agree with you. I think I lean a little bit more towards the Rogue just because it has a more rugged look to it. But both overall end up being good choices. Here's our used car alternative from CanadaDrives.ca. We chose a 2020 Nissan Rogue SV with 15,000 kilometers for $34,590. Click on the tab or the link in the description below to find more vehicles in this category from CanadaDrives.ca.
The Rogue has a beautiful interior considering this compact class. There's very little hard plastic used on our top Platinum trim. It has a floating center console with plenty of storage and comfortable zero-gravity seats for long trips. It comes standard with an 8-inch touchscreen or available 9-inch touchscreen with navigation. Also included are Apple Carplay and Android Auto, heated front cloth seats, a manual driver and passenger seat, and a heated steering wheel. Other available features in the Rogue include a panoramic sunroof, a power driver and passenger seat, power liftgate, leatherette or leather quilted seats on our test model, a wireless charger, wireless Apple CarPlay, plus a 12.3-inch digital driver display. You can also get a Bose sound system and heated rear seats.
The Forester offers a practical and comfortable interior, but does come with less standard features compared to the Rogue. These include a 6.5-inch touchscreen, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, manual driver and passenger seats, cloth upholstery, and heated front seats. Available features on the higher trims include a heated steering wheel, the larger 8-inch touchscreen, a power driver and passenger seat, driver's seat memory, leather seats, a panoramic sunroof, a Harman Kardon sound system, and heated rear seats. For 2022, Subaru has added climate control hand gestures, which we find to be a bit gimmicky. So what you do is you put your hand up, there it is, and what it does is it raises the temperature up 2 degrees.
Celsius,
Yes, now if you want to bring the temperature down by 2 degrees, you go like this. Now, this is the one that we can't get working. So every time that we go like this, we keep raising our temperature, but we can't bring it down.
Let me try. Fight the power. Oh, it went down.
Oh my gosh, you did it.
Wait, let me try it again. Fight the power.
Oh, you got it. The Forester does not have a wireless charger, a head-up display, or wireless Apple CarPlay, which is available on the Rogue. Both the Rogue and Forester do not offer ventilated front seats on any trim.
Now, they always send us the fully decked out model. So when you're looking at the Rogue interior and you're looking at the Forester interior, this is the best that they offer. And I would say that they're both beautifully done if you can afford those top trims. Like the color of the Rogue interior and the color of the Forester interior, they look quite rich and expensive.
Yeah, really stunning, and both don't use a lot of hard plastic in their interiors. Of course, as Zach said, this is the top trim, but you know what? There are vehicles that we get the top trim and there is hard plastic. So this is really quite beautiful.
Toyota.
You do get an available 9-inch touchscreen, which is bigger in the Rogue compared to the Forester. And the Rogue also offers that 12.3-inch digital driver display on the top trim.
Do you miss ventilated seats? I know a lot of people like ventilated seats. I could care less myself, but for some people, that's a deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker in a hot climate. They want ventilated seats, and they will not consider a vehicle if it doesn't have it.
I got to have heated seats, not ventilated seats.
And even for us in Canada, heated steering wheel is a big deal.
Whereas
some who are living in a warmer climate don't care about it. They don't need a heated steering wheel. The Rogue is a little bit longer than the Forester. They offer the same front row legroom space, but the Forester has almost an inch more second row legroom. Overall cargo capacity and space behind the second row goes to the Rogue. The Rogue also offers an available divide and hide cargo system to give you multiple options to store your items. This is standard on the SL trim.
Let's start with pricing, and let's start with the Rogue. As we mentioned, the old 2.5-liter engine is carried over, but only for the Canadian market. It starts at just over $29,000 for front-wheel drive and $31,500 for all-wheel drive. Now we turn to the turbo engines, all-wheel drive only in Canada, but in the US, the front-wheel drive model is just under $27,000. The first all-wheel drive in Canada is just under $36,000 and just over $30,000 in the US. The most expensive model that we have here is just over $42,000 in Canada and just over $38,000 in the United States. J.D. Power has not yet rated this new 2022 model, but gives last year's model a reliability and quality score impressively 84 out of 100. CarEdge states the Rogue will retain 50% of its value after 5 years. Here's the fuel economy. The older 2.5-liter engine is 9.2 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 7.2 on the highway. The new turbo engine gets 8.4 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 6.7 on the highway. That's 28 miles per gallon city, 35 miles per gallon on the highway. Towing capacity remains at 1,500 pounds.
Here's the pricing for the Forester. It starts at just under $29,500 Canadian and just over $25,000 in the US. Our top premier trim is just over $40,500 Canadian, and in the US is just over $35,000. J.D. Power has not rated the 2022 Forester, but gives the 2021 model a quality and reliability score of 81 out of 100. CarEdge states the Forester will retain 59% of its value after 5 years. Here's the fuel economy. 9 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 7.2 on the highway. That's 26 miles per gallon city, 33 miles per gallon highway. The Forester can tow 1,500 pounds, but the new Wilderness model can tow 3,000 pounds. Both Nissan and Subaru offer a warranty of 3 years or 60,000 kilometers, 36,000 miles.
I think it's great that both Subaru and Nissan are doing updates to these models and not waiting for a full refresh. They're coming up with tweaks, and they're welcome.
Well, who would have thought that Nissan would come out with a whole new engine? I love the fuel efficiency of that turbocharged engine, and I think that's important at a time when people are looking for hybrids and plug-in hybrids to choose from. Now, unfortunately, both Subaru and Nissan at this time on these models are not offering plug-in hybrids or hybrids, and I think that's something that people are looking for, and they would sell like hotcakes if they had them.
Yeah, they would, but they both have electric vehicles coming. They have the Aria for Nissan that's coming this summer, and on the Subaru side, what's it called again?
It's called the Solterra.
Solterra.
Yeah.
Solstice, I wanted to call it. But yeah, the Solterra. We haven't driven either of them yet, so that's exciting news for people who want full electrics. But I agree with Andrea. The vast majority of people don't want to go full electric yet.
No.
They want to have some electric aid, but not spend all that money for a full EV.
No.
All right, this is a really tough one, Andrea. I'm going to do 3, 2, 1, and you have to say which one you would choose. I have in my mind what you're going to say.
Do you?
Yeah, and I'll see if I'm right at the end. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. 3.
Am I saying?
Or at the same time, we're going to say it. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Rogue.
Forester. Well, I knew you were going to pick Rogue.
Why? How'd you just know that?
I just knew it. Because I've been married to you for a long time, Andrea.
Well, I just like the look of the Rogue. And I also love the interior. It's just so comfortable. And although the Forester offers that open cabin, which I also like, there's just something about the Rogue and that turbocharged engine with 225 pound-feet of torque that I love.
And I just like the functionality of the Forester. If I'm going to get, good transportation that's sensible and has to do family duties, I want the vehicle that does it the best. And in my opinion, the Forester is the easiest to use. It has great accessibility in and out. I like the seating position. I like the big windows. And you know what? We had our test model when it snowed here, and I thought it was fantastic in the snow.
Well, what I love about the Rogue is the divide and hide cargo system in the back. I think that that is brilliant. I went and got some groceries. I stored some of it underneath and had backpacks up top. When it comes to family and versatility, I think the Rogue,
it's very well done.
Yeah, come on. It keeps up with that Forester for sure.
Your divide and hide, I can just get a box. Stick it in the back.
That's what I do. Box.
I'll just get a box and I'll throw the backpacks in there. That's what I'm going to do. That's my divide and hide.
Nope. Divide and hide is the way to go.
All right. Type below, which one would you choose and why? I know a lot of people are going to say, I don't know about that turbo 3-cylinder, Andrea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're going to like the good old trusty 2.5 liter that Subaru offers.
But I love the power.
It is good. All right. Type below. Let us know which one you would choose and why. And we do these every single week, so you need to subscribe and hit the bell, but also follow Andrea on Instagram. It's Motormouth _Andrea. And when will we see them next, Andrea?
Well, we'll see you next week.